Welcome back to Globetrotting, and as the channel pushes for 25,000 subscribers, your support would be greatly appreciated. After the most recent fleet video is about to cross 100,000 views in record time, let's explore another airline that has a big role to play in the aviation industry, and that being none other than Air Canada, the flag carrier of Canada, and one that has some intriguing aircraft as it enters well and truly its next era of flight. As always, the aircraft flown at the airline will be as of the time of recording. This may be inaccurate 6 months down the line, but it is relevant to now. Per Cirium fleet data, the airline currently has 188 aircraft in service, with 11 in storage. For Air Canada, they are not a single operator of, say, just one manufacturer, rather opting to fly multiple. And that's what makes them special, with the ability to fly a host of types across their route network. Depending on your desired end destination, you'll be able to experience multiple of their aircraft, say to Los Angeles, with various types flying there. The airline's largest aircraft type, measured by units, is the 737 MAX, with the airline operating a fleet of 40 of the Dash 8s, the most popular variant thus far, and the perfect middle ground, given it being an adequate replacement for the 737-800NG at operators. These Air Canada 737 MAXs can be seen across their domestic and international network, but will never stretch too far from home. Away from Boeing, but sticking to the narrow-body sector, the airline does also fly a host of Airbus aircraft. This includes the smallest A319-100, where they currently have only 2 listed as active and 1 in storage. This aircraft has been on the way out for some time, but it is known largely among Canadians, despite being an old aircraft, also an icon, and the little aircraft that could. Working our way up to bigger planes, they fly 16 of the A320-200s. The A320, if you are curious, is by average age the oldest in the currently active passenger fleet, coming in at 26 years. The oldest 320, though, sits at 32.1. On the larger side of the 320 family, they also have the 321 operational with 14 units active. Interestingly enough, while they have commitments for the new engine option, they do not currently fly this. Aside from the 737 MAX, it's actually the A220 that is their most important Airbus aircraft, you could make the argument for, with a total of 32 operational and a further 27 on order, per Cirium data, which brings the total to 60. Once fully delivered, it'll be the largest aircraft type in their network, and therefore hugely important for their journeys. The A220's 2-3 configuration has also made it a favourite for flying a variety of missions, whether from the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. It has a role, and that role is met equally by supportive passengers who will be jumping on board this plane. While flying 8 Airbus A330s too, at this stage, this is where the Airbus side of the airline's fleet ends. Really, it's Boeing that plays an integral role in their long-haul network. One of the largest fleet types they have, measured by total units, is the 787-9, with already a staggering 30 in service, from Europe to Asia to even North America. These 787s can be seen globally, and are accompanied by the smaller 787 variant, that being the 787-8. With 8 of these in service, it means Air Canada's 787 presence tallies to 38 units, only a little less than the 737 MAX. However, for long-haul operations and wide bodies with Boeing, it doesn't stop just at the 787, as Air Canada also flies the 777-300ER, with 19 of these featuring on the long-haul network. The average age of the Dash 300ERs, if you're wondering, sits at 12 years. At 15 years, just a couple years older in terms of average age, is their fleet of 777-200 LRs. The LR symbolising the long range, with 5 of these remaining. For Air Canada cargo, the capacity here has really only increased with time. 1 year ago, Air Canada flew just a single 767 freighter. However, with time, the airline has increased its freight capacity and brought this up to 6 total units, and intends on growing this as well with time, with additional 767 freighters and even 777 freighters. What makes Air Canada Cargo's operations, though, so fascinating and maybe so memorable is that during the pandemic it retired its Boeing 767s from flying with passengers. But instead of sending them all towards the scrapyard, decided to retain them in some capacity and send them away for freighter conversions, where they then can be returned to the Air Canada ecosystem, if you will, and the operator can squeeze more life and uses out of the equipment. Yes, while it may not be for passenger operations, it is for their freighter sector. And it's certainly been exciting to see how that's developed. And uses for the 767 have grown away from just transporting people from point A to point B. And a little bit away from the channel with some more personal news related to me, Dan. I do freelance work on the side for Flight Radar 24, yes, that is the flight tracking company, and recently wrote an in-depth 2,000-word piece from pre-pandemic to now, and how it was an aircraft on the way out that maybe look to adapt. If you're interested in taking a look at more uses of the 767, I would highly recommend giving that a read in your spare time. While there is the mainline Air Canada, there are also other areas of the business that are hugely important, such as their Express and Rouge fleets, which consist of many aircraft types as well, which all have their own unique missions. If you'd like to see that covered here on the channel, let me know, and it would be an absolute pleasure to either dig deeper into the operations away from the mainline Air Canada brand, whether that be fleet, network, and much more, or something totally different that may be a suggestion from you. Until then though, I'd love to hear what aircraft type is your favourite at the airline, or maybe any fond memories that you've had with the flag carrier in recent history. I can't thank you enough, as always, for the continued support that you show here on Globetrotting. I'm excited to continue releasing content with time, and I hope you've been enjoying the coverage in recent weeks, from fleet videos to analysis to everything else in between. I'll be looking at continuing with this, and if there's a specific video type that, say, you enjoy more than others, just let me know down below in the comments. Or you can also utilize the video description where there is a Google form submission link where you'll be able to put through video suggestions that I'll add to the long database of content ideas that I do have eventually to do. Thanks again, take care and be safe, enjoy your working week, and I'll see you next time here on Globetrotting for more of your aviation analysis.
And we'll fly.